So in today's lecture, we shall discuss about integrated development environment. As we know that when we are dealing with Arduino board, then Arduino board is a hardware, but we have to develop the software so that what is our intention that can be achieved by using that hardware, right? So for the development of the software, we need one integrated development environment. In short, it is called as IDE. Okay. So now integrated development environment. So here first we should have one editor, right? So editor is a program or a software on which we write our program, right? So we write program on editor, right? So it is the place where we write our program or our software. So once whatever program we have written in the editor, then after writing the program we save it, and this editor, it generates source file, right? So source file is the output of the editor program. Now in case of the program written for Arduino board, the source file is of the extension .ino, right? So this INO has come from last three alphabets of this Arduino, right? INO. So the source file of the Arduino program is of the extension .ino. So to write a program, here we will use the embedded C language, right? So it is a variant of C and C++, right? With slight modification is done in the language C and C++, and a derived language is embedded C, and this is used for the development of the program. So for Arduino we are having a source file of extension .ino, whereas we know that in C and C++ the source files are of the extension .c or .cpp, right? So in this same way, the source file of the Arduino program is of the extension .ino. Okay. Now we have another program, right? And this is the compiler. The source file, the input to this compiler is source file. Is source file, right? So this is the input to this compiler, and this compiler generates object file. Now in case of the Arduino, the object file generated by the compiler is of the extension .o, whereas in case of the C program, the object file generated by the compiler is of the extension .obj. So this compiler is a program which is used to convert the source file into object file. Now here, since we are using embedded C, right? We are using embedded. Embedded C to write our program. We are using this language. So when we are using this high level language, then the compiler is basically used to convert the source file into object file. But there are other languages also which can be used to develop a program. For example, assembly language. Assembly language. Now, if we use assembly language, then this editor, right? It is used to write a program. So assembly language program will be written in editor. Then this editor, it will generate the assembly language file, right? With the extension like .asm, right? So this is assembly language file, right? Source file is assembly language. Now this assembly language file will be passed through assembler. If we are using assembly language, then in place of this compiler, we will use assembler, right? We will use assembler, and assembler will convert the assembly language file into binary file. So basically, these object files, they are binary file. Okay. See, already in last lecture, I told you in Arduino board, the basic processor which is used for the processing is Atmega. Atmega 328, right? Now this Atmega 328 is a digital processor, right? It is a digital processor. Now inside this processor, there are various registers which are used to store the data. There is timing and control unit which is used to generate various types of signals for the proper operation of this processor. There is arithmetic and logical unit which is used to perform the various arithmetic and logical operations, and which is basically required for the processing of the data. Now to perform all these things, the instructions are to be written in binary language, right? So basically the instructions should be in binary language. And in this Atmega 328, whatever program code we have generated, inside this Atmega 328, there is a flash memory. Flash memory. In case of Arduino, this Atmega 328, the size of flash memory is 32 KB, right? So this flash memory is used, it is used to store code, right? Store code of program. So whatever, suppose we want that our Arduino should sense the room temperature with the help of sensor, and if the room temperature is greater than 25 degrees Celsius, then I want to generate some signal from the pin number 2 of the Arduino, and at the pin number 2 I have connected one LED, right? And when the LED will glow, this will give me the indication that the room temperature is more than 30 degrees Celsius. So for this operation, I have to write a program, right? So that program can be written in embedded C, or it can be written in assembly language, right? But ultimately, the program written in assembly language or in embedded C has to be converted in binary form, right? And that binary form must be loaded in this flash memory, in this memory, right? So in this memory, there are many locations, right? There are many memory locations. So in these locations, our program codes are stored, right? Suppose this is location number 1, this is location number 2, this is location number 3, 4, 5, like this. There are many locations, and in there is 32K locations, right? And at each location some code is written now here, okay? So now what will happen, and this code is in binary form. Why it is in binary form? Because this processor is a digital processor. It can understand only a language in binary form. But whatever instructions we have written in embedded C or assembly language, that is of different language, right? So that program has to be converted in binary. For that purpose only, we are using this software compiler. So what this compiler will do, whatever program we have written by using embedded C language, that program will be converted in binary form, right? So this object file, in case of Arduino with the extension .o, and in case of C language with the extension .obj. So basically this is a binary file, right? It is a binary file. So this file will contains all the instructions written in embedded C in binary form, right? Like in the form of 0 and 1s, okay? But still this file cannot be used for loading in this flash memory, because, right, suppose this, because here whatever binary data we are having, those binary data has to be stored in this code memory. In this code memory there are various locations. So exactly at which location which particular byte has to be stored, this information is not there in this binary file, in the object file, right? It is having the binary information only about the code, but it is not having the information regarding where this code has to be loaded in the memory, because in the memory there are many locations. So now what will happen? There is one tool called as linker, right? What this linker will do, the purpose of linker is to add more than one object file into a single object file, right? Suppose we are having two objects files here, like x, y, z dot o. This is one file. Another is l, m, n dot o. So these are two files. So what this linker will do, it will add these two files and it will make one file, right? Like p, q, r dot o. So this is basically this file is generated by adding these two files, l, m, n dot o plus x, y, z dot o, right? So linker will link more than one object file into one file, right? Sometimes this linker is not used because we generate only one object file, but if you are having more than one object file and it is required to add these two object files together, then this linker is used. Otherwise, the important tool which you must understand is this locator. Okay. So what I said earlier regarding this object file is basically a binary file which is having the information regarding the statements written in embedded C, but this file is not having any information regarding where it has to be loaded in the flash memory, right? So this information will be provided by this locator tool, right? Locator tool will provide the information. For example, we have written a program which is having 10 bytes. Okay, suppose this is byte number 1, byte number 2, byte number 3, like this. Suppose our total program is having 10 bytes, right? So what locator will do? Locator will assign the memory locations to this byte. For example, byte number 1 should go to location location 0. Byte 2 should go to location 1. Byte 3 should go to location 2. Like this, it will provide the information. Okay. So this locator, it will provide the information in this binary file that where exactly these binary data is going to be stored. And this locator will generate a file which is called as absolute object file. Absolute object file. Okay. So now this absolute object file has this information. Byte number 1 will go to first location, byte number 2 will go to first and second, like this. All this information is there. Then there is basically a hex converter and loader. So what this loader will do, it will load the and before this loader there is a hex converter. So what this hex converter will do, it will convert this absolute object file in a hex file, in a hexadecimal number system file, right? Because binary file is like this 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 0, right? This, but it will be converted in hexadecimal. So this is how much? 8 11 means B. In hexadecimal it is B, and this is 12 means C. So this is B and C. So all the binary numbers, they will be converted in hexadecimal format, and that file is called as hex file, right? Now what loader will do, it will load the hex file into the memory, right? So now basically you just see here, whatever software development work we are doing this software development work in our computer, in our laptop or in our desktop, right? So let us assume this is my computer. This is my computer. Okay. Now I am having all these softwares, editor, compiler, linker, locator, hex converter, loader, right? So all these software is called as integrated development environment, right? So this is integrated development environment, right? The combination of all the softwares which are required for the development of the software is called as integrated development environment. And all these package softwares like editor, compiler, linker, locator, hex converter, loader, all these are available in one package, and it is available with us. So what we are doing, we are developing the software, right, with the help of this IDE in our laptop. So this is our computer, right? This is our computer. So in this computer, we will write the program in editor, then we will use the compiler, we will convert the program into source file, then we will pass the source file through linker and locator, and we will generate the absolute this file, object file, right? And finally, we will generate a hex file. So here in our computer, we are having hex file. So hex file is having all the information regarding our program, right? Means suppose I have written the program that I want to compare the value of the temperature received by a temperature sensor with a predefined set value. Then if the value of the room temperature is greater than the sensor temperature, then I would like to generate one signal from one pin of a Arduino board, and from that pin one LED is connected, that will be on. So all this program is written by using embedded C, and finally the hex file is generated, right? But this hex file has to be loaded in the flash memory of this Atmega 328. Right? Flash memory is also called as code memory. It is also called as code memory. Right? So now what we will do? We will connect our Arduino with our computer with this computer. This is a computer, and this is and basically this is our Arduino board. This is our Arduino. Right? So inside Arduino, we are having Atmega 328 controller, and inside the controller there is a code memory. So we will connect our Arduino with the help of USB cable to our computer, right? And we download our this hex file with the one option of load. There is one option available in the software, load. So basically that is your loader. We are using the loader. So with that, what will happen? This hex file, it will be downloaded. It will be downloaded in this. It will come to this Atmega 328, and inside this Atmega 328, it will go and it will be stored in this memory. So ultimately, our program is stored in flash memory. And now this microcontroller, one by one, it will take the instruction and it will execute it, right? So this is the whole process. This is the whole process of the software development. Okay. So if you use some other controllers, like there is a very popular controller 8051, right? So this is one microcontroller. Still, in many universities and colleges, students, they study about this microcontroller. This is also very popular microcontroller from Intel. So now for this microcontroller also, we are having one IDE, Integrated Development Environment IDE, right? So here also you can develop the software or program in assembly language or embedded C, but ultimately you have to generate the hex file. So once you will generate a hex file, Now that hex file has to be downloaded in this microcontroller. In this microcontroller also there is memory. There is basically code memory. So in early days, what was the process? We have to take one programmer. This is the hardware. We have to purchase this programmer, and over this programmer we have to place our this microcontroller, right? 8051, and we will connect the programmer with our computer. In our computer we are having the software, and ultimately we are having the hex file .hex. So now from the computer this hex file will be downloaded, and it will be stored inside the code memory of this microcontroller. But for this purpose we need one programmer. One additional hardware is required. But in case of Arduino, right? In case of Arduino, the life is very simple. There is no need of any programmer. Directly we can dump the hex file from our computer into the code memory of the ATmega328, which is there in the Arduino board, by using the USB cable. Directly it can be downloaded. So this is one big advantage now, right? Because the programming is very simple. There is no need of any additional hardware, right? So whatever software we are downloading from the Arduino website, from the Arduino website we can download this IDE, right? And we can develop the program, and we can load the program file into the code memory of ATmega328, which is the microprocessor or microcontroller placed over the Arduino, right? Many times I find that students they say that if when they are working on Arduino board, then they say that we are working on Arduino microcontroller. So basically Arduino is not a microcontroller. Arduino is a platform, is a hardware over which many components are fabricated. Out of many components, there is one microcontroller, and that is your ATmega328, which is used in Arduino Uno, right? So Arduino company produce many variants of the Arduino board, and out of many variants, one is Arduino Uno, right? There are many other boards also, like Nano board is there, Arduino Nano, right? Mega board is there. So, but in all these boards, there is a microcontroller. But in case of Uno, Arduino Uno, the microcontroller used is ATmega328. So Arduino in itself is not a microcontroller, right? Microcontroller is of ATmega328 of Atmel company. Okay. So this is about this integrated development environment. Okay. So we will continue from here in our next class.